Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Contractor USA show. I am here today with Cassidy's Construction, just another powerhouse entrepreneur and contractor who went through our program. And so, Cassidy, where is your construction business at?
So in Orange County, California, located in Huntington Beach. I service mostly Orange County and then kind of up towards the 91, but I don't go past Long Beach, so I
Oh,
stay away
okay.
from Long Beach in that area over there.
Hey, but we were talking earlier, and you said that before the day began, you actually went surfing, right?
I did.
Boom. What a place to be doing construction, huh? So how often do you get to go surfing during the week?
Last week I went every day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I'm spoiled. I was born and raised in Huntington Beach, and I've lived
Wow.
5 minutes from the beach my whole life. So
Wow, that's
it's
crazy.
yeah, it's
So not only
in
do you
this
get to go ahead.
in this industry, like it's stressful for contractors. So you just have to have a really good balance, and
Yeah.
being out in the ocean really balances me out. So
That's a good word, man. That's a good word. I own a business in Hawaii called Pono Hawaiian Tours, and Pono means balanced in Hawaiian. And so, yeah, dude, I love that. Dude, so that is crazy. So, wait a minute. You're in one of the most beautiful areas in the entire United States of America. You own a construction company. You get to go surfing every day if you want. Dude, I think you've got one of the best gigs in America.
I'm pretty lucky.
That's awesome, man. So talk to us. So what's it like out there doing construction then?
It's been really well. I can kind of give you the short story about how I got into it, and
Okay.
then kind of what it's massivized into. But
Yeah.
basically, my father's been a finished carpenter his whole life, and growing up, he was always the type of guy who was like, "No, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this." Because fathers don't want to see their sons do what they do.
Yeah,
But
sometimes yeah.
ultimately, I I have a lot of soft skills, and I'll get into that a little later
Yeah,
because I think soft skills are really important in this type of business. But
absolutely.
basically, I had created a website for one of my dad's friends, and he was a general contractor. And
Okay.
then so after I built his website for him, he asked me, he's like, "Oh, would you be interested in doing like non-rocket science type of labor work?" And I was
Yeah.
like, of course I would. And, growing up too, I always worked with my dad here and there. And so I
Yeah.
had some trades.
Okay.
Um, so I was working for him for probably 2 or 3 years, learning a lot. And by the end of it, because he had some personal issues,
Yeah.
alcoholism and
Okay.
stress and whatnot. But by within 3 years, I was basically running his business for him.
Oh, wow. Was that there
Um,
in Huntington Beach area?
yeah, it was in Huntington Beach area. So,
He must
long
not have been
story,
going surfing like you.
yeah, long story short, we were starting a big job um, at a Sprint store. We were building a huge wall,
Okay.
and me and all the materials are showing up. All the guys are showing up to start doing the work, and then Kevin, my boss, the contractor, he wasn't showing up.
Oh, man.
Um, and so I started getting concerned. 2 hours, 3 hours passed by. No one's there. We haven't started the job. The other contractor who brought us in on this and hired us,
Yeah.
he's getting a little worried. So I sent my dad over to Kevin's house, the boss,
Yeah.
and they literally found him dead, like next to his
Ah.
bed. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
unfortunately, it sucks, but
Yeah.
he's still looking after me to this day because the moment he died, I basically took over his business. And that
Wow.
was before I got my license. And then the cool thing about that is his biggest clients, he has two really big commercial clients.
Uh-huh.
Basically, what I did is they knew me, so I offered to them. I said, "Look, I'll give you a list of contractors who you can use to take over for Kevin,
Okay.
in order of who I think is best." And
Yeah.
then their response to that was, "Well, we really like you and we want to keep you on board, but if you can promise us that you'll get your license within the next year, then we'll keep you on board. And I made that promise, and that's when I joined your school.
Boom. And I'm glad you came, man. You went out there and rocked the test and took over the company, yeah?
Yeah,
So you
pretty
literally
much.
got to step into something that was already going and cash flowing, right?
Exactly. So I'm a lot luckier than a lot of guys. I understand it's really hard to start off with no clients, but and
Yeah.
these clients that I got from this guy, like they own like honestly, like commercial buildings in Irvine, commercial buildings in Santa Ana, commercial buildings up
Wow.
in Riverside, commercial buildings in
Wow.
Huntington Beach, and I'm their contractor for all those buildings.
Boom. What a great gig to jump right into, man. So what kind of work are you typically doing then with these guys?
So for them, I'm mostly doing obviously general maintenance. They have those drop ceilings with ceiling tiles and whatnot. So I'll replace ceiling tiles and stuff. Just general maintenance like that. I'll keep an eye on all the buildings
Right.
like throughout the month. But any tenant improvements, any like laying out new like floor plans in office spaces, all
Okay.
of that. Steel stud framing, drywall, flooring. I do all of that for them.
Wow.
And
Is
then
this a solo gig?
any electrical work, I bring in my electrician, and any plumbing work, I bring in my plumber.
Nice. Are you doing it solo right now? You got a few employees?
So I have a nephew who is also licensed,
Okay.
and he helps me. And then
Nice.
I also I had a partner who actually was working with me for a little bit,
Yeah.
but he didn't have his license, but he's a really, really good tradesman.
Nice.
But I helped him get his license as well.
Okay.
So, and we were working with each other for a while, but I don't want to get too personal again, but
Sure.
he's going the same route as Kevin, my previous boss, and
Oh,
I,
man.
I don't deal with that stuff. So,
I hear you,
um,
man.
yeah, as of right now, I'm pretty solo.
Okay.
I have some helpers here and there. Like mostly family, nephews, and
Gotcha.
whatnot, but no employees. Yeah, I don't have any employees. I went that route. Um, it's just a little difficult with the payroll taxes and the workman's comp insurance. So,
A little bit to manage there. It bites
yeah,
into some surfing time.
and I am an S corp, so I do actually pay myself a wage, like
Perfect.
$30,000 to $45,000 a year, and I
Okay.
pay payroll. My company pays payroll taxes on that as well,
Okay.
and then the
And you're
money that
taking a
I earn
dividend
from
too,
that,
right?
I'm taking dividends. Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
Like capital distributions and whatnot, for sure. Yep,
Perfect.
I have a really good tax guy,
That's great. That's great.
and
A
that's
lot of people don't
important.
understand that when they go into construction, the best entity to get is an S corp over an LLC because you could take a low wage, pay minimum taxes, and then take a dividend, and they can even write that dividend off sometimes in unique ways. But they're going to pay at minimum half of the normal taxes they would pay, and you're going to take a big, nice lump sum, which is fabulous. So you're killing it, bro. Your tax guy is doing great.
Yeah, he set me up perfectly.
Yeah, that's good,
and I,
man.
I'm on top of my books. QuickBook. I literally I'm a one man show. Like as far as QuickBooks, all my books, all my estimates, all my invoicing,
Wow.
and on top of that, like I forget what I was just gonna say. It had something to do with you just previously said, but it's all right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what's crazy is you live in an area that's probably could be pretty pricey for most people in the U.S. and you're able to be a solopreneur. Bring in some other subs when you need them. You're making a killing. You're doing construction out there. You got a lot of great jobs, and man, you're just that's great. That's fabulous. I always tell people, hey, you determine your level of success and let's roll with that. If you just want to be you and maybe one or two helpers, boom. As long as you're making money, living the good life and getting some surf time, man, you're killing it, right?
Exactly. I don't
I
know if
love
you
it.
that video you guys made me, that one with the blue deck and the hardy siding, that
Yeah.
was literally right on the Seal Beach boardwalk right there.
Oh
So I was
man.
watching the Navy base and the beach all day for like the last 4 months.
Oh man,
And
bro,
we
we got check this out. We got to do another one with you and send over some more pics and get some beach in there so we could throw that in there and show people where you're at, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, I took a bunch of pictures through that whole job, so I'll definitely send you guys some photos over for sure.
That'd be good. It'd be awesome to show the beach there and people are in your view. You could look down at the beach while you're working. You know, the thing I love about over there, just the nice, cool breeze rolling in off the ocean, right? It's like you're working in paradise. Yeah,
Yep.
it's gorgeous, man. That's awesome. So
Yeah,
let me
and
ask you
then
this. So you
yeah,
started
go
how
ahead.
long ago out there now? Because you took over that business how long ago?
So he passed away in 2017. I didn't
Okay.
get my license until 2018. So I've pretty much been in operation since 2017, 18.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
and I
nice.
forget when I took your guys' class, but it was before I got my license, so it was either around 2018 or 19, maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got your license with us just before COVID. Hey, how did COVID treat you with all that stuff?
I never stopped working,
Yeah, because you're doing
literally.
warehouses and offices. It's like that's a
And the crazy
no-brainer.
thing is all my buddies who worked in like retail or like in like
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff, literally when all that happened, they all call me like, hey, like, do you, do you have
You
any
have any
work
work?
I can get? Do you have any work I can
Oh,
get? And I was like, yeah, I can help you out.
that's cool, man.
So,
You're able to help your friends and fam. That's great. So
yep.
let me ask you this. So you're out there. I love the vibe. I love your chill vibe, and you just enjoying life. What do you think for you, like when you pick up new clients? Because you're open to new clients other than all the ones you're taking care of, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so when you look at the other construction companies out there, like why you? Have you got to think about that a little bit? Like, why would that client choose you? What do you have that you bring?
So I'm very personable.
Okay.
Um, when I meet a new client, I listen. A lot of people like to talk.
Mhm.
I listen.
Yeah.
Honesty goes a long way and
Yeah.
showing up as well. I think I heard that in the last podcast you had, but definitely
Yeah.
100% showing up. But
Yep.
honesty goes a long way. So if you're looking at a new job and and then you're done taking your notes or whatever, and then you tell the client, "Hey, I'll have an estimate to you within like a couple days or something."
Yeah.
And then 2 days passes, 4 days passes, a week passes,
Yeah.
then you've already lost their trust.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of saying, "Hey, I'll have an estimate for you in 2 days," this is my advice. I say, "Hey, this is my initial like notes and meetings. I
Okay.
guarantee you that I'm going to have to come back out here. This is probably going to be about a week and a half long process. Um, and I want to nail down the details with each
Yeah.
other so we know exactly what I'm estimating for you." And
Gotcha.
then also I'm a pretty clean cut guy. And then one thing that I do, and I'll show you, I'll send it to you because
Okay.
um basically when I finish a job, um I write like a 6 to 9 page report of the entire job. I
That's
include
great.
photos, and every client I've ever done this for has been adamant about how much they love it. And it's so good that they can go get it printed on like quality, like photo stock
Yeah.
paper and have it as like a coffee table type thing. And it
Wow, that's
includes
great.
all the materials we use, the color sheens, the paint we used, all of it. So it has all the details for any future work.
Wow, that's really
So that's
going
another
above and
big
beyond,
one.
bro. That's going above and
Well,
beyond. That's great.
exactly. And that's one thing I do is go above and beyond. Another thing I'll do is, there's like little nitpick things here and there that they'll come up with, and you can throw a change order in for,
Yeah.
oh, this little $120 thing or something, but those are the ones that I let slide because I know on
Yeah.
the bigger items I'm going to make
Yeah.
my money on those.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. How are you getting most of your leads these days?
Word of mouth mostly.
Okay.
I honestly don't do any advertising. I am
Okay.
working on my website right now. I haven't had a website up in a long, long time. I have cards,
Okay.
but
Okay.
honestly, word of mouth right now. That's
All
about
right.
it.
So you're getting that website built, and just in case people want to go there who are in that area and might want to look you up, what's the URL? www what?
It's Cassidy'sConstruction.com.
Boom, easy
Yeah,
enough.
exactly how it's spelled. And
Yep.
there's nothing on there right now except for my logo, but I am literally like I said about soft skills. That's one of my soft skills is building websites. So it gives me
Yeah.
an edge over certain types of people, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
really good at social media marketing. I've just with this Seal Beach job that we just had, I've had no time to do anything else but work on that job
Oh yeah. That's
and
cool.
surf a couple times.
There you go. You gotta get the surfing in. That calibrates your life, right? Man, I love it. I if I was to go back into construction, I'd want to be right there on the West Coast, working over there on the beach. Man, that's a blast. So, how long you been surfing, by the way?
Probably like 14 or 15 years.
Okay,
I'm
so you
40.
started in your okay, so you started in your late 20s, maybe.
Yeah,
Wait,
a little later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I started surfing in Santa Cruz in college when I was 19. So
Nice.
that's why I wanted to start the biz over in Hawaii. One of these days, if you're out there, we'll have to go surfing. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. I know
Yeah.
it's a little territorial out there, so I would definitely need an ambassador.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll go to some of the areas where there's different grades. Some people you don't go unless a Hawaiian brings you, but most of the places you don't need that. But yeah, that'd be great, man. All right. Well, I love it. So I love that you like to build trust. You want to take care of your client. Those are all great components. I love the fact that we were able to make you a video. So now he should be creating a video where you can at least send it out to your clients that call you and go, hey, can we schedule an appointment? And then you can just send that video out. Yeah, I'll be there Friday, 7, 8 a.m., whatever. Hey, check out this video of my work so they could see it in advance. That's another cool way that you're able to, demonstrate the why, because you're showing your work. You're showing stuff to them before they even get there, because most clients or most contractors never even send them a video before they've even met. So it's a good little like presentation, So definitely send over more pics and vids. We want to do that with all of our students. They get that video done by us for free. So let me ask you this. How do you feel the market's going in all this crazy world stuff? How's it going for you over there by the beach?
Honestly, I have slowed down a little bit, but I was so busy on the Seal Beach job, so I'm not 100% sure,
Okay.
But what I do know and what I am reading,
Huh?
obviously our industry is always ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
Interest rates supposedly at the meeting this month, they're going to lower
Yeah.
interest rates, so the housing market might start going back up because interest rates are getting lower. But one thing I do know, and I know this from experience because my dad and all his friends, but one thing I do
Uh-huh.
know is that there is a major shortage of tradesmen. And
Oh yeah.
like, and a lot of the baby boomers, the guys that are like getting a little
Yep.
older, they're all about to retire. So there's
Yep.
going to be even major shortage of tradesmen. So,
Yeah.
it's either going to give us the opportunity to charge what we want, raise our prices, but also I really do think that we need to create some kind of system where we encourage younger generations to get into the trades because the
Yep.
trades are amazing.
They
They're
are.
they really are amazing. Like you
Yep.
don't waste time. I mean, you can go to school and stuff, and even I have a 2 year degree. I went to college for a 2 year degree for paralegal studies, and in
Wow.
fact, it actually helped me in like being able to write my contracts and stuff.
That's
So,
great. Yeah.
if I could give one piece of big advice, I would definitely say just hone your soft skills. And if you don't know what soft skills are, Google it because it's very important. It gives
Yeah.
you a major edge over
Yeah.
your competition.
Yeah, it was a sad day when our education department throughout the U.S., for the most part, eliminated like woodworking shop, HVAC,
Yeah.
electrical. We had auto body when I went to school. Some of them are starting to implement it a little bit here and there, depending on the state. But most most men are not going to get a degree. That's just a statistical fact. So, or finish their degree. They're going to go into some kind of trade, which you can make incredible money in the trades. I mean, which people don't understand. I have people making millions a year in the trades. It's just, you got to have a good deal, a good gig, take care of your clients and they will flood in. If they know that you're going to take care of them, you're good. And it sounds like you've been doing that. And that's why you're just been so, lucky or blessed, whatever you like to call it, but you're doing well, man, and I love that. Yeah.
I even get to work with my dad sometimes. He just turned 82, and we still do like doors and windows and stuff together, like
Nice.
casing and trim. I keep him busy a little bit. It's really nice to be able to spend time with him. So
That's awesome. Let's dive in on that for a minute. So, you get to actually do some work every once in a while with your pops. What does that day look like? Do you take it easy on him? Take him to lunch? What does that look like? Talk to me.
so okay. When I was 19, my
Uh-huh.
dad tried to get me to go work for the company he worked for. It was called
Yeah.
Nail It.
Yeah.
And first day of the job, he got me a tool belt. He has me on a chop saw, and he's making me do miter cuts for
Wow.
crown molding.
Wow.
Literally, crown molding. And I keep messing up, and he's freaking out on me. And I said, F this, I'm out of here. I threw
Yeah.
my tool belt and I walked home. This was in
Yeah.
Newport, right? So I walked home. We didn't work for each other for a long time. But when I got my license, he finally realized, like, I'm smarter than he thought I was. And
Wow.
I gained a level of respect from him. When we do work with each other, it's very, very pleasant. He teaches me, I teach him, like, patience.
Wow.
It's very, I'm grateful that I get to spend this time with my father. And the thing is,
Oh man.
see, he worked for that company for 25, 30 years. He was doing a window
Uh-huh.
inside, I believe, and he had
Okay.
built a scaffold, like a makeshift scaffold, and he fell and hit his head, and nobody found him for like 2 hours. These Mexican guys finally came and found him. He was
Wow.
laying at the bottom of the stairs. His
Uh-huh.
eye was like out to here,
Oh
and then he got like a minor brain injury, traumatic brain injury.
man.
But he's fully, like, he still has his moments and whatnot, but he still fully comprehend
Gotcha.
life, and like he's fully functional, and he can
Yeah.
still work and use power tools.
That's great. It must be, there's so many people, myself included, who lost our fathers, mine a long time ago. And I would just about give anything in the world to be able to be in your situation, to be able to just work with my dad and have lunch with them. And oh man, dude, that's
I'm
amazing,
trying to
bro.
enjoy it for as much longer as I can.
Yeah, yeah. Just a quick piece of advice. If you ever get a chance, set up a phone on like a tripod and record you guys working and just having fun. I don't even have any vocals of my dad because we didn't have cell phones way back then, and so I only hear my dad in my head, and I hope it's the right sound. It was so many years ago. If you could do that, bro, oh man, anybody online, get audio and video of your parents before they go.
For sure.
You
Thank
know,
you. I
yeah.
appreciate that advice.
Yeah, that's good. Good. So, what's your like? What do you want your future to look like? Are you living it now, or do you want to? What does that look like as you continue to grow this business? Because you're going to do this a few more years, right? Another maybe
Yeah.
15, 20 years, maybe even longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep running my business.
Okay.
It's not all I do. I got
Yeah.
pretty lucky on investments in the past 10, 15 years. I won't mention exactly which ones,
Sure.
but it starts
Yeah.
with bit and ends with coin. Um, and
That's great.
honestly, I'm one of the guys that got in pretty early, so I
Wow.
have a really, really good nest egg. But the thing is I don't want to touch that. That's for my retirement. So yes,
Yeah.
this is my choice to continue doing this. And at some point, maybe I'd like to expand a little bit and
Okay.
scale my business. But
Yeah.
as of right now, it's just more or less just doing what I'm doing and being
Yeah.
happy, and you know, and
Yeah. That's
hope.
great, man.
Yep.
That is great. And don't forget, if you ever need something from us, man, we just want to make sure we're there watching you, checking out, seeing you grow and scale, cheering you on, excited. When someone leaves our school, we're excited that we got to be a part of your life. And, for that, glimpse of a moment, to be a part of that. So, we appreciate that. And so, definitely always let's keep in touch and keep making you videos and stuff. Keep you moving forward as well. If we could be a part of that. So that's great. So, let me ask you this. So you're basically doing the warehouses. You do a variety of different things in there. Out of all the stuff, because you got a General B trade, so you could do anything. What are some of your favorite projects that you like to work on, like maybe cabinetry or crown, or I don't know? What's your favorite?
Honestly, I like the finished carpentry.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like base, crown,
Okay.
window trim, doors, windows. Um, yeah, just mainly finished carpentry and a little bit of rough carpentry. So I
Okay.
guess
Is that
those would
because
be my favorite. But
is that because your
honestly,
dad?
like, yeah, because of my dad, but also like if I maybe really had to pick, like I absolutely love stonework, like stone
Oh, really?
masonry work. Not like tile and stuff, but
Okay.
like forming and like doing like footings. It's just I don't know, it just feels really rewarding to me.
You
So,
like that? Yeah. That's
yeah, I
cool. I
like
love
going home
that.
with like dry cracked hands and I'm being serious. I like
Wow.
it's just it feels rewarding to me, you know.
Yeah.
But also with the finished carpentry, the reason I really like the finished carpentry
Uh-huh.
is because I get to see my finished product and it
Okay.
always looks like you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I love when you're done and you step back and it's like you had that moment in that project or that house where you are part of that thing, right? Especially when you take your work like a work of art, right? You feel a part of that, and you know that you get to get that glimpse of it before you say goodbye. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. I'm glad you appreciate your work like that. We need more contractors that want to make good money, but at the same time really love what they do. Yeah, yeah. So I think that, especially where you live, you must see a lot of homes that dilapidate fast, right? A lot of thermodynamics, everything's going to deteriorate and fall apart. But since you're so close to the ocean, do you see a lot of home repair and stuff needed, especially on the exterior?
Yeah, so um where I live in downtown Huntington Beach, I actually own a rental property with me and four other partners.
Okay.
And it's one of the older houses, right?
Yeah.
And then on that same block, my grandpa owned pretty much the entire block,
Wow.
um, from the 70s all the way until like the mid 2010 or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but basically, yes, there's many repairs, a lot of termites, a lot of weather damage, a lot of subterranean
Wow.
termites,
Yeah.
a lot of wood rot. That uh, that project I worked on in Seal Beach recently.
Yeah.
Oh, every piece of wood that I opened was a can of worms. And I had
Wow.
to explain that to them. I was like, if I keep opening things, this is going to cost you guys hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because I
Wow.
can't patch this. I have to replace it. You know,
Yeah.
there's patchable areas, but for the most part, yes. The thing is though is that growing up, I worked on all those buildings that my
Okay.
grandpa owned with my mom and dad.
Wow.
So I kind of know the tricks, you know.
Yeah.
So, you can go the lipstick on the pig way to keep it going, or you can
Yeah.
go, the full remodel and make it look a little more modern. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send you the address to my investment property.
Okay.
But we did a full remodel on that. There's 3 units, and
Wow.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you ever do any work over there in Newport?
I'll go to Newport here and there, but last time I went to Newport and did a job, I got a street sweeping ticket. So I was a little upset, and I'm like, "There's nowhere to park over
Oh
there."
man.
But no, I don't have a lot of clients over there, so and I've never really been referred to over there. So
Oh,
no,
okay.
but I'm
Okay.
open to moving. Working at Newport, and
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you're working on homes over there by the beach, I mean, obviously they're way more expensive. I mean, you were on the beachfront, you're right there, 5 mil, 10 mil, even beyond in those properties. So, do you find working over there, the people are pretty good at, they got plenty of money to pay you when you're working your stuff and doing your thing? Because they need lots of repairs. I mean, they knew that going in when they inherited it or bought it, right? Because it's salt water right there, and that wind is carrying it on and rotting their houses quick. So, how do they do with that? Are they good with that? You know what I mean? Are they good at paying?
they're good at paying. I've never had any issues with getting payments. The Seal
Okay.
Beach job, which is literally like right on the facing the ocean, ocean is blowing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, the original estimate that I gave them was $45,000. And
Wow.
then we revised the estimate, and it ended up
Yeah.
being like $95,000.
Wow.
And then with all the change orders, after everything that I found, it
Yeah.
ended up being $168,000 job, and that
Woo!
was
Wow.
gross. And
Wow.
my profit margin was 30%, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah. That's great. And you can take care of yourself and expand your business. And that's all without advertising. So you don't have any branding or advertising or marketing? I mean, do you have a business shirt with your brand on it? Nothing,
No,
huh?
no, I have a
Wow.
card.
Oh man, you know what's going to happen? Once you get that website up and you do some branding and advertising, you're going to be slammed. You might even be more slammed than you can handle.
I know I might need to hire some people.
Oh man. Well, we do back end stuff, so when you're ready to go that route, talk to us if you need us or you want us to, jump in on that with you. So I like that you're also involved in investing. I want to get more contractors involved in that. I'm a private equity fund manager, so I invest in apartment complexes and houses and all that stuff. We haven't done anything per se over in that area yet, although I am looking at a coffee shop I want to launch in Newport. So I'm thinking about that. One of my buddies is launching one in Huntington Beach. It's called Surfers Coffee, and it's the second coffee shop. The first one is in Hawaii, where I live, or well, one of the places I live. And so that's going to go up there. You got to look for that. Amazing coffee. Amazing. Tom is an amazing man. You got to find Surfers Coffee out there in Huntington, because you're over in Huntington, right?
Yep.
Yep. I don't know if you found that coffee shop, but they're just about done remodeling that. But it's hard to find great coffee shops over there. But bro, when you get your BAM going, your branding, advertising, and marketing, you're going to be very slammed. One of the things you can do too is pass some of that work on to other contractors that you may trust, and you know that's pretty cool, helping each other out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, talk to me. What's something that would be maybe helpful for these guys? What is a tough thing that you went through in construction, if you're open to sharing it? Something you went through that you learned a good lesson. You thought, I'm not going to do that again. Maybe it wasn't so tough, but maybe it's just something, I'm not going to do that again in construction. I really learned a lesson from that. You have any of those?
Yeah. So, I got a couple.
Okay.
I'll start with something that happened towards the end of last year and earlier into the new year.
Okay.
We were doing a big remodel on one of the commercial buildings, and we had a contract for $28,000.
Hmm.
The client that I was working for is my normal client who owns the buildings,
Okay.
the property manager for the lady who owns the buildings. And the way we had always worked with
Uh-huh.
each other was, it wasn't official contract. It was like, here's the estimate. This is what it's going to cost, because we had built a level of trust, right?
Yeah.
The whole time I'm doing the job, the tenants in the unit that we're remodeling, he keeps asking me, "Hey, can we do this? Can we move this wall? Can we do this wall, this wall?" And everything he's asking me about is added stuff, you
Yeah. Yeah.
know. But here's the thing: is my client, she told me, because when I first sent the estimate over for the original scope of work, she told me absolutely don't ever send that to the tenants. And I said, "Oh, my apologies. I was under the impression that because she told me that they were paying for half of this job, right? So that's why I sent it to them. I had never done it beforehand. So now when he's asking me for all these all these additional things, I'm not I'm not telling him the costs or anything, right? My mistake was not bringing it to her to get her to approve it. That was my mistake, right?
Yeah.
But long story short, they were going to rip me off for about $38,000, and my client ended up making it right with me. But the thing is it was a big heated argument. Demand letters were sent, attorneys almost got involved, and really it got to the point where I said, okay, well, and I guess, I don't know if I could say this actually,
Yeah, you don't have to.
but
You don't have to.
but um, basically get a contract, even if you trust
Yeah,
the person, and
absolutely.
any additional work that gets added to your contract, do a change order, because no
Yeah.
matter how much you trust a person, they're they're only looking out for themselves.
Yep. Bro, you're speaking facts, man. I sing this from the rooftops to all my contractors. I don't care if you've been doing work for them a long time. Do your contracts, do your change orders.
Exactly. And the whole thing was, see, what was happening is, when I sent the final bill, which was $38,000,
Mm-hmm.
and the original scope of work on the estimate was like $23,000,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, where did all this extra stuff, what's all this extra cost right here? And they were arguing, the property manager and the tenants were arguing about who had to pay for the extra stuff.
Oh man.
And it was a pretty big shit show, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
Do you
things
put
have been
any
rekindled and we're good. So uh taking from that is
Okay.
definitely get a contract no matter what.
That is a great lesson. Now, out of curiosity, because of that, do you now like text or email your clients a little bit more?
Oh, everything I have is in text and writing,
Oh, good.
email and text.
Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect. So, what's another one? You said you had a couple.
Um,
That's okay. That's okay.
uh, you know, just people make mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't no matter how much you think you're right,
Yeah.
like don't burn a bridge,
Yeah.
because burning a bridge takes away a lot of things. It takes away the client that you're burning the bridge with,
Yep.
but it also takes away the referrals that they were going to send you.
Yep.
Um, and it's worth it just to be humble and let somebody have a win. There's a lot of difficult clients out there,
Yeah.
but you just need to find a way to deal with them in a professional manner. And I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
telling people like take abuse or anything. There's clients out there that are going to abuse you, and those are the clients that you could walk away from. But if
Yeah.
someone's being annoying or just nitpicking or whatever, just deal with it.
Yeah. That's solid advice, bro. That's solid. And you've been doing this now for almost 10, close 8 years or so. So, and you're doing well, and you live in a great area. So that's solid advice, bro. What are you doing? What are some of the things that you're doing to keep up with maybe the changing times, like innovations and stuff like that, or new products or new types of tools, or do you do anything to do that? New tools like as
So
in even software, anything.
so there you go. Check this out.
Okay.
And this is another soft skill, and
Okay.
I highly recommend every contractor do this. Okay, I'm I use AI. That report I
Nice.
told you about earlier
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
I wrote for the Seal Beach job.
Yeah.
I literally, what I did is I took my estimate verbiage, I took all my change order verbiage, I plugged it into AI, and I
Nice.
prompted AI to write an entire report and summarize the entire job for me. And it literally did it.
Boom.
It did it in 5 minutes, right?
Boom. That's
And the
awesome.
coolest thing about that is it's not perfect, but you go and you reread it because obviously you need to anyways.
Yeah.
You reread it and you edit it yourself. That's one example of using AI. Man, AI is legitimately killer. And it's
Yeah.
a soft skill, and a lot of contractors do not know how to use it. Literally,
Yeah.
it's huge.
That's such an excellent point. Most business entrepreneurs understand this principle: innovate or die, because people are innovating. They're doing things like what you're doing, offering incredible value to your client, which means you're going to get referrals and repeats because other contractors just aren't doing that kind of stuff. They're just getting out of there and bouncing. But the fact that you're innovating and changing with the times is one of the reasons why you're going to keep seeing success over and over and over again. Where, believe it or not, construction has one of the highest failure rates of all industries in America. I love that you're innovating. That's great. Man, anything else that you're working on that helps you out with that?
I mean, you know, don't get far behind on your books and your taxes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The longer you wait, the worse it is. This isn't really innovating, but definitely use QuickBooks and definitely
Yep.
consult with um, um, a bookkeeper just to make sure
Awesome.
you're in line.
Yeah.
Learn QuickBooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, like you can rely on a bookkeeper to reconcile for you once a year or whatever, but if
Yeah.
you learn QuickBooks, you're also going to have a huge edge over a lot of people. um
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes.
I run all my own books, literally.
Are you doing
um
QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop?
QuickBooks Online, and I just
Perfect.
hired I just got a bookkeeper who's going to review everything from 2017 up until
Nice.
now and audit my entire books for me. So that
Nice.
way, if I ever do get audited, it's like, well, here you go. You just
Yep.
hand it to the auditor
Yep.
and bam, boom, bang.
That's good.
Um, as far as other innovations going, yeah, I don't know. Just like another good thing with AI is like you can have questions, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have a report. You can ask specific questions about
Mhm.
construction that you don't have the
Yeah.
answer to,
It's
and it'll
true.
literally give you the answer.
That's so
like
good. Yeah.
like and there's so many different AI platforms that
Yep.
you can use. And I'm going to keep pushing AI because right
Yeah.
now what we see with AI, it's like a baby.
I
Like this is
know.
baby AI. In
Yeah.
5 to 10 years, it's going to be grown adult AI, and like the
Yeah.
things that we're going to be able to use with that, it's going to be crazy.
It's mind
Yep.
blowing. We use AI in all of our businesses, and it has streamlined everything. It's amazing. It's beautiful. So let me ask you this, just so the audience can hear this. I haven't touched on this with any of my other podcasts, but I think since you brought it up and you said how important bookkeeping is, does your bookkeeper meet with you and teach you on things like what to do to minimize your taxes? Like, does she have you doing Mile IQ, the app that's like $50 a year, so you track all your miles, so you can write off all your miles in your vehicle? Or is your vehicle owned by the business, or is it in your name?
My vehicle is owned by the business,
Okay, so
and
good.
my bookkeeper, what she does is so I'll do quarterly payroll taxes, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'll have everything reconciled through that quarter, and
Yeah.
I'll have her review that quarter.
Okay.
And then every quarter she reviews my quarter just to make sure I did it correctly. And then at
Perfect.
the end of the year, we review everything. And then from there, I send it to my CPA. So my
Yeah.
CPA does all my tax stuff.
So you can
Yeah.
also do you writing off your meals whenever you're with a client or with a worker, right? You got to turn in those. As long as you talked about business, you are golden, right? You're writing
Yep.
those off.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And if you take your staff out for lunch, technically it's a 100% write off on that receipt, which is great currently. How about, I don't know if you use an office or a home office. Are you taking advantage of the home office expense or write off?
I don't have like a home office. I just have a post mail box, but I do work from home.
So you work from home and you probably store stuff in your garage, tools, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you need to get the square footage of the space you're working at in your house and also the space of your garage because you are missing a humongous deduction which you could lower your taxes. And when you use a home office, you also, which is beautiful, you get to write off a portion of your electrical, your gas, your whatever else you have, your garbage, maintenance on your own personal house. You get to write off a portion of that. You definitely want to talk to your bookkeeper about the home office deduction. Okay?
Okay. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
going to be
100% I
that's
will,
going to
for
be
sure.
important. Now, what I do is I
Let's,
own a tax and bookkeeping company. So what we do, and you're always invited, you probably see the emails, but we do a all-day training where we have people come in. You can bring your bookkeeper. I have my tax strategist, and what we do is we teach people on how to save on taxes, so you could pour it into your company and hire more people if you so desire. But basically, put it into your company, grow and scale, and it's a great thing to do. You know what I mean? So these are just some of the things that we teach people to do, things like that. Of course, I'm sure you're writing off all your equipment and you're writing off your cell phone. All that's overhead, right?
yep.
All the normal stuff. That's great, man. Does your bookkeeper ever sit with you and basically go, "Hey, this year let's work on turning in the receipts on these things because these can be a write-off, hopefully."
So the bookkeeper that I just hired, we literally have not met yet. So
Okay.
I own, okay. So here's the story.
Uh-huh.
When I first started, my sister was doing my bookkeeping for me,
Uh-huh.
and then she got a job and took off. But she taught me a lot about QuickBooks Online. So I
Good.
picked it up and I started doing it myself. But
Good.
I know there's a few things that are wrong in there, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to come in and fix everything for me.
Perfect.
But we have not met yet. So
Oh,
our
okay.
our actual first meeting is next week.
All right. All right.
Yeah. But then
Remember.
my tax guy, he's on the ball though. He saves
Yeah.
me as much money as I can, and
Yeah, there's a guy that lives over by you. He handles taxes for billionaires. His name's Tom Wheelwright. I read all his books and follow him. Interesting guy, but he says this: rule number one, that money is that you earn is not the government's. Rule number two, the government wrote the laws on how to reduce your taxes. Number three, if you are not using the laws to reduce your taxes, you are out of compliance with the government and you are not obedient. And they're literally the tax law, which is 5,000 pages long. Only 50 pages of it is on what you're to be taxed on. The other 4,950 pages are on how to save on taxes. But most bookkeepers and tax people don't even know that. You could
that's
reduce your
crazy.
tax burden to almost nothing. And so, so come to that whenever you get a chance. We're going to have one out there in Huntington Beach. If you get a chance, roll on in. We'll show you how to save on tons of taxes. Anyways, I didn't mean to go on that. I just wanted the contractors to know that you want to keep as much money as you can so you can put it back into the economy by hiring more people, buying more equipment, growing and expanding your business, and taking care of your client.
Definitely.
Boom. Well, let me ask you this. So, because we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. First of all, how can we're going to put your information on this podcast because we want people to be able to find you, especially for anybody out there. So, again, you service the Orange County area, Irvine, Garden Grove, Huntington Beach, Sill Beach. Any other places I'm missing?
Westminster, and I go up to the 91, Yorba Linda, Villa Park,
Okay.
Orange, up in those areas.
Okay. And soon they're going to be able to see your website, which is Cassidy's. Is it Cassidy Construction or Cassidy's with an S
Cassidy,
construction? Okay.
Cassidy's construction,
So
and that will be
CASSIDYS construction.
yes,
Okay,
exactly,
perfect.
and that'll be up in the next couple of days as well.
Perfect. And you have maybe a couple social media things for your business yet or not yet?
I do. I have Instagram. It's Instagram, and the account is Cassidy's dot con- Cassidy's dot construction.
We'll
It'll
find
be
it and
on my
throw it up on
website,
the
but I'm pretty
screen.
sure it's Cassidy's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cassidy's dot construction.
Oh, okay. Now, what kind of when a client uses you, what do you want that client to know about you? Now, I know it's words to them at this point because they're going to see the podcast and they don't really know you. But if you could share your heart and say, this is what I want you to know about me and my business, what is that?
Um, you know, I take pride in my work.
Okay.
I have a lot of integrity. I
Okay.
work really hard. I am passionate about my business and my work. I don't have a family. I don't have a kids or a wife, so the majority of my time is dedicated to my work. I do have my three cats,
Okay.
and then just my faith in God. Honestly,
Awesome.
I love God, and God pushes me forward, and He shows me the direction that I need to go. And
Oh man.
without God, I wouldn't have what I have. So I give full credit to God
That's
for who I
awesome.
am and the person I am.
I love that. So you're not just lucky, bro. You're also blessed, man. That is awesome. Well, hey, I just wanted to say I love that you went through our school. I appreciate you. I'm cheering you on. You ever need a piece of advice, let me know. Last thing, a good restaurant out there, good fish restaurant. Do you do seafood?
I don't do seafood, but obviously Duke's is good, but it's really expensive.
Boom.
And then there's one other one. What is it called?
Now,
Uh,
Duke's is right on the beach, right over there by Seal Beach, right?
it's on the pier at Huntington, right there.
On the pier at Huntington. And
Yeah.
in case you didn't know, Duke's is in Waikiki, right in Oahu as well.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
They did just open a new seafood place at the end of the pier as well, and I hear that place is pretty good as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, Cassidy, I appreciate you, man. I thank you for your wisdom, and I'm glad you're living the Pono life, the balanced living, enjoying your work. I hope that people flood in and just want to use you out there, and you're a great guy. Appreciate you for going through our school and choosing us, man. We're here if you need us. I'm here if you need touch base or just any wisdom on growing and scaling or anything like that. All right, brother?
All right, Alan. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
Man, God bless.